Why are creatives rarely taken seriously? Historically, the creative industry was not taken seriously due to a combination of factors related to economic valuation, cultural perceptions, and the abstract nature of creative labor. Traditional views of real work emphasized tangible, repeatable outputs, while creativity was often seen as a recreational hobby rather than a skilled profession. Philosophical and cultural bias. The notion of creativity as a gift. In the pre-20th century, creativity was often seen as a divine gift bestowed upon a select few, rather than a skill that could be developed and refined. This meant creative work was perceived as an inborn talent rather than a legitimate form of labor. Art is its own reward. For centuries, there has been a persistent idea that creative labor is inherently different from other types of work, and that creativity is its own reward. This has normalized unpaid internships, free pitches, and the de-emphasis of monetary compensation in art schools, contributing to the financial precarity of creatives. Separation from the economy. Historically, art and culture were viewed as separate from the economic sphere. This cultural distinction arose partly from an aristocratic disdain for commercialism, which positioned art outside the realm of trade and profit. This separation made it difficult to consider creative work as part of a formal economic industry. Economic and measurement challenges. Difficulty in valuation. The output of creative work is often intangible, making it hard to quantify and value using traditional economic models. Unlike a factory producing standardized goods, the value of creative products like a new brand identity or a film depends on individual appreciation and can be subjective. Lack of standardized data. For a long time, there were no harmonized definitions or methodologies to accurately measure the economic contributions of the creative sector. This made creative activities hard to track in national statistics and easy for policymakers to overlook when designing economic development plans. Inadequate institutional support. Many countries lack the necessary policies, legal frameworks, and administrative procedures to treat creative products as economic goods that could be registered, tracked, and properly paid for. This infrastructural gap meant creatives often had their intellectual property undervalued and underprotected. Labor and societal perceptions. The stigma of easy work. Creative careers have often been stereotyped as easy subjects for people who are incapable of more rigorous academic or STEM-based fields. This prejudice is fueled by the ignorance of those who don't understand the intensive, uncreative problem-solving that goes into the creative process. The industrial age work ethic. The enduring myth that a serious job must be boring, repetitive, and time-consuming stems from the industrial age. Work was defined as a means to an end, with fun reserved for leisure time. Since creative work can be pleasurable and rewarding, many assumed it couldn't be real work. Lack of understanding among the public. The general public's limited exposure to the full scope of creative work often leads to simplistic assumptions. For example, some people think of graphic design as just picking out colors, unaware of the strategic and functional constraints involved. The shift in perception. While these challenges historically held back the creative industry, this view is changing. Today, governments, corporations, and international bodies like the United Nations recognize the immense economic power of the creative sector. The development of intellectual property laws, better economic measurement tools, and the digital economy have helped quantify and legitimize the creative industry's contribution to global GDP and job creation.